Melissa Westcott, Campus Director here at the Moncton campus at Eastern College. Join us in conversation on how we can help you become job ready.
Hi, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and what an absolute pleasure it is to be in conversation with the good people at Eastern College, people who are making a real difference right here in Moncton, New Brunswick, changing lives every day. I love being in these conversations, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Absolutely. It's lovely to meet you, Gary. So my name is Mimi Saleh, and I am the ECE Program Coordinator at Eastern College. I'm also one of the ECE instructors. Um, I make this joke all the time. I graduated long time ago, 2006, doing my ECE. So I'm like a dinosaur, been around for a very, very long time. I'm absolutely passionate and I love what I do. I love children. I love making a difference in their lives. And now we are trying to get all these new wonderful educators coming into this field to do the same and make a huge difference in those kids' lives that are going to be our future.
Tell me, what was your pathway into this field? Talk to me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, I started off doing my early childhood education, then moved on to university, did my psychology degree, and now I'm actually applying to do my master's in education as well.
Wow. Uh, Childhood development always a big thing for you growing up? Was that something that you always knew that this was your path?
I did. I actually knew ever since I was a little girl, I knew I wanted to become a teacher. I would play with my cousins, with family members, with friends, and I was always the teacher. I would never let anyone else be a teacher because that was always my thing. So I knew from day one that I wanted to be a teacher because I felt like I can make a difference. It's such a rewarding field, and I absolutely love every second of it. There are days that are harder than others, but worth every second.
Tell me about the program itself. Tell me about, why people should look at this program.
Absolutely. So our program is 60 weeks, 66 weeks long with 13 weeks practicum, 500 hours. And it sounds quite intensive, but it's so wonderful because they get the practical piece of everything. They get to learn all the theory and then go out and put it into practice. And it's so wonderful because our program is also broken down into um, three slots, and they get to work with three different age groups so that they're experiencing and exposed to all the different age groups so that they know exactly what to do when they're out in the field in the real world working.
Tell me about the importance of the practicums. That's got to be a vital part of the whole program.
Absolutely. So the practicum, like I said, is broken down into three slots. So they get an infant toddler part block, I guess, so to say, where they get to go out, they get to be in the infant/toddler classroom, then a preschool, and then a school age. And so they each consist of 160 hours each, one of them being 180 hours. It does sound quite long and sounds sometimes a little scary, but time just flies so fast. And when you're working with those little ones and you feel the difference that you're making in their lives and their families' lives, you're putting all that theory that we've been, learning along the way together, and you get to see it in action. You definitely you feel the difference that you're making. You feel that you're learning a lot as well, and just taking it one day at a time, and just again like just feeling the difference that you're making in each of those lives.
Tell me about the students in your program. Talk to me about them.
Yeah, so the students are so wonderful. They're amazing. They ask lots of questions, which I love. Um, we have students from all sorts of backgrounds, and they're all in the field for the right reasons. Something I always start off the program with when I first get the students is, why do you choose to be here? What makes you want to be an early childhood education? And I love hearing their reasons, and they're all in the program for all the right reasons. They feel like they want to make a difference, and work with those little ones. And you do have to be very passionate to be in this field, right? To work with those little ones. Like I said, some days are easier than others, but other days could be very hard. And so if you have to really love what you do, and it's a rewarding field. It's a very rewarding field. Until this day, I have families that I keep in touch with from when I was in the classroom, and I'm still in contact with them. And they send me pictures. They tell me like where their children are at now, what grades they're in, and it's a huge, yeah, it's a very rewarding field.
Yeah, I mean, you're part of people's lives in a way that, it's hard to describe. I mean, you're so integral in their lives, and Eastern College doesn't sit here in isolation in Moncton. It's because of programs like this that you're so vitally important into the broader community. Talk to me about the importance of Eastern College being part of this grand ecosystem that is Moncton.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I definitely feel like we're making a difference. We are connecting with different childcare centers that are around. We're actually building partnerships, which is incredible. I was just in a meeting with one of our places that hosts a lot of our students. We've definitely created such big partnerships with them. We're creating something called a PAC, which is the Program Advisory Committee. And we're getting all these different, again, like centers and schools to be part of it, to make that difference, to see what the field wants and what they're looking for, even, in the classrooms. And we're incorporating it into our program, right? And like I said, it's a partnership where we work hand in hand together, right? So that we can prepare our students to the best that they could possibly be.
Amazing. You speak to the innovativeness of your thought there, trying to create better programs, better solutions. You speak to a very collaborative nature, right? People in conversation trying to work together to get the best possible results. What does Eastern College mean to you?
Eastern College is like a home to me. I've created such amazing relationships with coworkers, with different faculties, with our campus director, and we're like a family. It's not just a place that I work in, but it's like a home. And we all work hand in hand. We collaborate, whether we're in different, different fields, different programs, but we're all there together. We collaborate, like you said, and we learn from each other. If we ever have a question, if there's ever a doubt, you know exactly who to go to, where to reach out, and you get your answers just like that.
I've been in conversation with a lot of people from Eastern College, and that word keeps popping up, family. The word home keeps popping up. These are not words that you often use to describe your place of work or the place that you go to school. Why is that? Why are you using, and everybody else using, such powerful words when you describe this place?
Because that is how it feels, like they make you feel welcome. They make you feel like you're part of that team and that you matter. You make a difference in each of those students' lives, right? And a lot of workplaces sometimes, they forget like a little thank you, a little thing that might go a long way. But at Eastern College, they're always above and beyond. There's always that thank you piece. There's always that recognition, even when you're not looking for it, but they recognize you. And so you feel like you matter. You feel you're important. You really truly feel that you're making a difference, which is incredible.
What would you tell a person who's looking at your program and looking at Eastern College to take it? What would you tell them?
I would say definitely highly recommend it. Eastern College is the place to be. Such a wonderful college because, like I said, how they treat faculty is the same way they treat each of those students, and each of those students matter. And the fact that we have a little bit of like of smaller classes, it's It's actually incredible because you're able to focus on each student's needs, and each student matters. It's not just a number in a class, but they really do matter, and we can give them their needs, wants, and focus on each student.
Thanks very much for being in conversation. We certainly appreciate what you do.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Thank you for joining us today. Reach out at easterncollege.ca to learn more about how we can help you ring this bell.